ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदम् पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वर्ष नंबर 330। जीवतो यस्य कैवल्यम विदेहे सच केवलः यत्किंचित् पश्यतो भेदम भयं ब्रूते यजुश्रुतिः। I repeat one more time. जीवतो यस्य कैवल्यम विदेहे च सच केवलः यत्किंचित् पश्यतो भेदम भयं ब्रूते यजुश्रुतिः। The translation is, one who is completely established in unity, oneness, while living remains so even after the dissolution of the body. Yajurveda declares that there is fear for one who sees even the least bit of differentiation. See the again translation. He who is completely aloof, even while living, is alone aloof. After the dissolution of the body, the Yajurveda declares that there is fear for one who sees the least bit of distinction. The topic is, in the one, no plurality. But thought is continued from previous verses. We studied in last, who is concentrate of Brahman. That person apnoti attains siddhyam, realization, enlightenment. Now he's explaining Jivan Mukta. The one person has realized, but he is living, he has destiny, he has prarabdha, he has body, in body he is pure, in body, with body he is pure. So he is explaining purity of the Atma without second, without anything, without any impurity. In fact, it is always pure. Only matter is the ignorant. Ignorant person does not realize this fact. But who has known this reality by practicing listening, reflecting, contemplating the Brahman again and again and again. In final state, who is always aware about this fact and its consequence. When some attains this reality, he realized this condition, its consequence, he attains joy, happiness. And having attained the joy, the seeker becomes blessed. The seeker with body or without body, it makes no difference. Body is not matter. Now, body is in him. He is not in the body. He is everywhere. He is not only on particular body. Now, every body is his body. The whole universe is in him. That is the alone. There is no other. The all universe is in him. The stars, the moon, the sun, galaxies, everywhere he is. Shankaracharya says, when it has become realized, but it is now, this is now with body too. In body, he is without body. He gave the word Videha. Videha means the one who has no body. Deha means body. Videha means who does not have body. Very strange thought. Very strange thought. He is there, but without body. Is it possible? For Janak, it has been said, Janak was Videha. So that time, many realized persons have declared Janak is Videha. Janak was a king. He had a big kingdom, victorious. He possessed a big land. He was good ruler. But people used to say, Janak is Videha. He is in body, but not in body. He everywhere. Jivito yasya kaivalya, like Janak. He is living in the body. He is living through the body, but he is not body. Videhe cha kevala. So a realized person, enlightened person, when he has become realized, and that wisdom make much difference. This wisdom makes changes. Nothing will change outside. Objective world is same. Objective reality is same for everyone, for realized or unrealized. Be attentive. If there is a stone, there is a mountain, mountain is for everyone. It is not matter. It is not issue. This mountain, Himalaya, is mountain for everyone. You are realized, you are not realized. You may see, you may not. So objective reality is same for everyone. But for this person who has got realization, for him, everything has changed. When someone have known, when someone has known his self as divine, when you know yourself as divine, now we are know ourselves, but not as a divine. We know ourselves as a body, as a mortal, as a gross. But when you have known yourself as divine, then your divinity is not limited. Then all world is not objective world itself. Because of its very words will appear as divine. Because changes has happened inside. Its total vision has changed. Perspective change. So objective reality is same, but subjective reality has changed. Vision has changed. Wisdom has changed. Then this very words is not just words. It is stone not just for him, it's not just a stone. It is more than a stone. The same tree, which was before just a tree, after realization, this tree is not just a tree. This tree also has changed for him, only for him. This tree is now divine. The stone is now divine. Whole universe is divine. Consciousness. Nowhere unconsciousness. Nowhere inertness. Everywhere consciousness. Everywhere consciousness he can see. Then this very experience will give bliss. Now there is not just a stone, just a friend, just a family, just a husband, just a wife. They have changed into divine. They all have changed, transformed into divine, into consciousness, into Brahman, into yourself. You and that person is not different, not two. Vedehi Satya Kevala. This very experience will give you bliss, which is more higher than happiness. Everything is at it should be. Before it was not that. Everything was in disorder. Now everything is as it should be. With your inner vision, with your inner bliss, you feel the bliss everywhere. A new perception, a new clarity. There is no other world. There is no time. This moment, this existence is true. With this very world becomes more than heaven. Now, objects start giving happiness. Whole world become the place of happiness. The quality of the happiness, the quality of the objects totally will change. Totally will change. Even any single entity is not against you. You start loving the whole, not particular, not limited. Your love is for whole, like God. God loves for everyone. Same, this person, it's love for all. Yatkinchit pasyato bhedam bhayam brute yajasruti. This is aloneness. Without second, you are everywhere. Everywhere consciousness, nowhere is inertness, and you are the consciousness. So this is aloneness. Yourself is divine. The whole universe is divine. No gross, no subtle. Liberation has happened. Then body is not obstacles. Body becomes like nothing. You have become transparent. You are inside, within, and without. Then there is no within, no without, no body, no mind, no inert, just consciousness everywhere. And when body dissolute, dissolution of the body is not a point for him. It becomes disintegrated. Body will become disintegrated. In Upanishads are written, Natasya prana utkramanti. The realized person, when in our language we call death. When the realized person died, there is no any incident, no special incident, nothing. As we sleep every night and wake up morning. No special thing, just routine. So that realized person, for this person, death is nothing. Just disintegration of the body. And permanently, the assemble of the body will finish permanently. It will never assemble again. Its earth will go to earth, water will go to water, air will go to air, space will to go to space, fire will to fire. Then never this assembly will never going to happen. So this is aloof. That time there are three bodies: subtle body, causal body, and gross body. These three bodies finished. And they no company with anyone, anything, which was cause of our misery. Now, for this enlightened person, it is a cause for freedom. There was some little bondage of the body. So this is alone. kaivalya, only consciousness. Yat kinchit paschato bhedam bhayam brute yajusruti. Now Shankaracharya warns. He says, if there is a even slightest bhedam, distinction, then fear is bound to happen. Now, he gave an example, bhayam brute yajusruti. Yajusruti, yaju means Yajurveda. Yajurveda, Shruti means passage. The Taittiriya Upanishads. Taittiriya Upanishad belong to Yajurveda. So Shankaracharya is pointing that point. Taittiriya Upanishad. There is a mantra. Here is written, when this one, anyone, becomes established in that which is invisible, inexpressible, and fearless, then does indeed one become fearless. When this one finds even smallest distinction, then he becomes fearful. That indeed is a fear of the impure arising from the thoughts of separation. Yatkinchit paschato bhedam bhayam brute ijusruti. So Shankaracharya says, if there is smallest distinction, then fear is going to happen. Now next verse. यदा कदावापि विपश्चिदेशः ब्रह्मण्यनन्ते प्रणुमात्र भेदम पश्चात् अथामुस्य भयम तदैव यद्वीक्षितं भिन्नतया प्रमादात्. Say the translation. Whenever the wise recognize even the least difference in the infinite Brahman, at once that which is perceived as difference through inadvertence becomes a source of fear to them. The thought is continued. See the translation one more. Whenever the wise man sees the least difference in the infinite Brahman, at once that which he sees as different through mistake becomes a source of terror to him. Fear. Fear is a big problem. And we are always fearful. It should be. Because we have lots of cause for fear, for afraid. That so many times we have asked, why I am in fear? What the cause for fear? Why we are afraid? There are so many fears. Everyone is fearful. What the root cause? If you ask any astrologer, he can explain your cause for fear. There may be some your destiny. If we ask any doctor, he may give other reasons. There are many reasons because we think there are many causes of fear. There are lots of cause for fear. Yes, there are. Everywhere causes for fear is available. I read a very nice mantra. I remember there was a great yogi. Previous, he was a king, great king in Ujjain. Then he became a sannyasi, great yogi. He wrote very beautiful 3 books. In one of them, there is a verse, there is shloka, there is chanting, very beautiful. Bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, vitte nirpalat bhayam. I just translate. He says, there is fear for disease. There is fear of disease in the enjoyment of sensual pleasures. You have lots of food. You are hungry. Facility also available. But there inside the fear. If I eat, my sugar will increase. I'm diabetic. How can I eat very good sweet? Sweet is there, but I'm not able to have it because I'm diabetic. So I have to control myself. If I don't control myself, then other person will control us. Doctor will control. Then doctor will instruct you. You cannot have this one. You cannot eat this one. You cannot take this one. Then doctor will control you. So that would be better you control yourself. Bhoge roga bhayam. And kule chuti bhayam. There are so many big lineages, royal families. They are royal families. But there is also fear. They can decline. Vitte nirpalat bhayam. If I have lots of money, then fear is there. I am fearful about the tax, about the king. If I am strength, I am powerful, there is also fear. Fear of enemies. Enemies. Rupe jaraya bhayam. There is beauty. You should be proud. But there also is fear. Jara, the old age is about to come. Almost reached. He has said so many things. In body, fear. In the body, there is also fear of death. Lastly, he said, everything is with fear. Everywhere, every moment, everything, we are living in fear. Every moment, we are in fear. Every day. The fear will continue till we are limited. Shankaracharya says, Yada kadava vipaschidesha. Esha vipaschid, knowledgeable person. This knowledgeable person. So, yada kada, any time when he misses by ignorance, by negligence, misses the Brahman, the unity, then fear is everywhere. We have lots of explanation of the fear. They all are very superficial. If we look at root, it is rooted with our existence. If some has faith in rebirth, then for them death is not a big issue. They think I shall remain. This death will no more. Death will come and I will go pass through the death. But fear is always, fear is continue because of limitation. And we don't want to lose anything. If something we lose, like we have money, and I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to lose my property. I don't want to lose my people. I don't want to lose my anything. In Gita, Lord Sri Krishna says, Yoga Kshema. He used two words. We always want to collecting something. We always trying to collect something. And whatever I have collected, I don't want to lose them. This is the problem. And whatever I have collected, it will go. It must go. I must lose it. So every moment when I am losing anything, when I am losing anybody, when I am partially dying, I lose my property, I feel I died. I have this much, but I may lose. So this fear inside continuously is working. Partially death we are feeling every time. If someone insults us, we feel pain. It is pain of like death. We are always very careful. I should not be dishonored by anybody. Every time I am in fear. No hospital, no doctor, no any method, no any scripture can make us fearless. The cause is differentiation from the consciousness. Our limitations should be disappear. It may be body, it may be mind, relation, possession. They have to perish. We are limited by the body. That is reason everyone is fearful. Shankaracharya says, Pasatyamus bhayam tadaiva yad dikshitam bhinnataya pramadat. Only reason is we forget our reality. This forgetfulness is the cause of reality. The only enlightened person is free from fear. He may have kingdom, he may do not have anything. It may live in the palace, he may live in the hut. He is fearless. For fearful people, the palace is not secure place. For unrealized person, the whole military cannot make them fearless. But if someone is realized, he has no fear. There may be causes of the fear, but he is not fearful. So the only person, realized person, is fearless. And now he is not person, he is presence. He is presence. Everywhere. No one can destroy it. No one can finish it. And his presence contains whole universe in it. There is nothing excluded from his presence. That is why we say omnipresent. That person never fearful, never afraid. That seeker never becomes fearful. And think, you never afraid from yourself. You may afraid from your body. You may afraid from your mind, your conditions, your anger, your greed. But you are not fearful from yourself. Self is not cause for fear. Self is cause for fearlessness. So Shankaracharya says, if someone recognizes even the least difference, which is because of negligence of his own essential nature, then fear is bound to happen. It does not matter how much strength someone has. Fear is not due to strength. It is due to differentiation. There is Upanishads, there is written, Dvitiyat bhayam bhavati. The cause for fear is duality. Now, see the another one. Shruti smriti nyaya satair nishidhe drishetrayasatmamatim karoti upaiti dukkho paridukha jatam nishiddha karta sa malim lucho yatha. I repeat one more time. Shruti smriti nyaya satair nishidhe drishetrayasatmamatim karoti upaiti dukkho paridukha jatam nishiddha karta sa malim lucho yatha. The translation is, one who identifies the self with the perceived objects which have been negated by hundreds of Shruti, Smriti, and reasoning, suffers one misery after another like a thief, for he indulges in something forbidden. See the translation again. He who identifies himself with the objective universe, which has been denied by the Vedas, Smritis, and hundreds of inferences, experiences misery after misery, like a thief, for he does something forbidden. Very beautiful thought. Let's understand the whole process. First thing is Vedas. Vedas are the voice of God himself. Vedas are not created by any human. Vedas are uncreated. They are direct message to everyone by the God. Very, very high level thoughts are and injunctions. So when creation was started, That time God had given this message to the universe, to the living beings, how to live in the world, how to achieve your desires, how to make beautiful your words, how to achieve heaven, how to achieve good body, how to be happy in the world. So there are so many rituals, so many mental activities. You do this, you will get this. Your world would be beautiful if you follow the Vedas. If you want to liberation, then the way of liberation you can get in the Vedas. Veda is for everyone who is who has desire for liberation. They also can find their way in the Vedas, and who want to live in the world and beautiful world, they also can get a beautiful way how to make this world beautiful. Chandansya Pranali. So Veda will say, you do this, you will get this. Up to you. You choose. You are free. If you want to go heaven, do this. If you want to go hell, these are available to you. Every situation, every condition, Veda is available. But it's a message of the God. Very few words. No question. No argue. Just order. Veda will say, you do it. You do not do it. Reason has been not given. No question. Like a state makes rule, some states, some countries have rule, you go left side in the road. Other country has made rules, they made that right side go. Drive right side. You cannot question. If you are their country, you have to follow their rules. Somewhere right side driving, somewhere left side driving. If you are their country, you follow. Same, God is the king of the universe, ruler of the universe. So he just he gives some instructions like Satyam Vad. Veda says, speak truth. No question. Why should I speak truth? Satyam Vad, speak truth. And just follow truth, this rule. Satyam Vad Dharamam Char, do charity, do good deeds. Swadhyay Pravachana Vyamma Pramaditavyam, do not negligence your daily studies. No question. You cannot ask if someone one does not speak truth, then what will disadvantage? If someone speak truth, what are benefits for the speaker? No question, no answer, just follow. Follow the Vedas. For this instruction, you need tremendous faith in God. Blind faith, which is supreme reality, but not visible. Which is supreme reality, but not proved. This level is higher level. It is Shruti. Shruti means listening. Just listen. Don't argue. Don't question. Just listen. Shruti. Then comes Smriti. Smriti means memory. So God had given message to the humanity, to the everyone. Then it was very hard. So our rishis, knowledgeable person, interpret it in their languages. They made Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Gita, Atri Smriti, Manusmriti, Parasar Smriti. There are many scriptures. All scriptures are connected to the Vedas. The message of the Vedas, they are explaining. Veda says, Satyam Vad. Now, these scriptures will explain, they will tell you a story. That person was speaking truth and he got this one. This person was lying and he got this punishment. There are so many stories, incidents. Language also like us in our languages. So Smriti is more easier to understand us because they are like us. So first, highest source of the knowledge was God. It was very difficult. Then comes Smriti. It is like our level. If we don't have believed them too, I don't want have any belief in any Smriti, any Puran, Mahabharata. Then at least you believe yourself. And everyone believe himself. I believe my eyes. I believe my ears. I believe my touch, my tongue. I say, I saw it. I hear it. I am the proof. I am the proof. So, God is the first source of knowledge. If you don't have faith, then you should have faith in great masters, rishis, ancient scholars. They were supposed to know all scripture, spiritual secrets, gross and subtle objects and subjects. So we have to have faith with them. If we don't have faith them, then at least believe yourself. Your intellect, your eyes, your ears, your intellect. And we believe our intellect on our understanding. It is called logic. When we make understand ourselves, when you convince yourself with your own logic, our own mind is very familiar with us. So we listen always, our intellect. And we should apply our intellect. But our own intellect cannot understand this very subtle method, very mysterious method. So we should take support from the Vedas and other scriptures. Then our intellect can make a decision. Shankaracharya says, Shruti, Smriti, Nyaya. And we call them Prasthana Trayi. Prasthana Trayi, three levels of the knowledge. Three levels of the knowledge. Many times we have to come know this reality, but we forget. Many times we understand that this is the real. Atman is the one, consciousness is the one everywhere. It is said in Vedas, it is said in scriptures, and my intellect also approved that, but we forget. Everywhere, same thing has been said. That the objective body, it may be gross or subtle, it is just appearance. Drishyam. Having known this fact, the one identified with the body or other objects, Shankaracharya says, that person must be punished like a thief or other who has gone against law of God. Now, next one. Satyavisandhana rato vimukto matvamatmiya mupaiti nityam मिथ्याभिसंधान रतस्तु नश्येत दृष्टम यदेतत् अचौर चौर्यो. I repeat one more time. सत्याभिसंधान रतो विमुक्तो महत्त्वमात्मीय मुपैति नित्यम मिथ्याभिसंधान रतस्तु नश्येत दृष्टम यदेतत् अचौर चौर्यो. The translation, see the translation. One who is totally established in this truth attain to the eternal glory of the self. What one who dwells on the unreal perishes. That this is so is illustrated in the case of one who is not a thief and the one who is a thief. See the meaning. He who has devoted himself to Brahman, reality, and free from nonsense, attains to the eternal glory of the Atman. But he who dwells on the unreal, the universe, is destroyed. That this is evident in the case of one who is not a thief and one who is a thief. Here, two words very important. One is Satyavisandhan, another is Mithyavisandhan. Sandhyan, Satyavisandhan means the one who is totally observed and established in the truth. Visandhan, searching. Satya means truth. Mithya means untruth. Here he indicating there are two kinds personality. One is Satya Sandhan, another is Mithyan Sandhan. So see, the one who has done spiritual practices and realized the essential nature always thinks about self. And by continuously pondering on the self, the ignorance of the reality will end. Vision becomes clear. That person could see the fact of the world, which were not seen it. This is eligible for pure happiness. This person deserves for bliss. As a result, this person gets reward of glory of the self. Mahatma Atmiya, the glory of the self. And another person is who is Amus Bhayam Mithyavisandhan Nastarastu. Mithyavisandhan. Mithya means running up the worldly objects. We before discussed about Sanat Sujati. Today, also I want to connect you with that beautiful text. Sanat Sujat said to Dhritarashtra, he said, Yo anyatha santam atmanam anyatha pratipadyate. The one who does not know the self as it is. He knows as it is. The person has realized person, realization. And the other person who knows the self, but other way. The know self as it is, this is the wise person. The person who knows the self other way, otherwise person. Otherwise. And its result will come opposite. If you know the self, he will get the bliss, happiness, and the other person who does not know the self. And one thing remember, everyone knows self. Everyone is Atma Jnani. The difference is only very rare people know the real self, pure self, and other people know impure self. And remember, self is not anytime impure. Just our understanding is pure and impure. So Shankaracharya says, Mithya Viman Ratastu Nasheda. The person who does not know the self properly, Nasheda, he will get death, and again death. Chor achorayo. This is the way like a deserved people and undeserved. A seeker is deserved for happiness, and those who is ignorant is not deserved to happiness. He want to snatch happiness, and it is not possible. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Puna Puna Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.